So let's talk to this now with the president's lawyer, President Trump's lawyer, Jay Sekulow. Jay, thank you for joining us this morning. We saw the president's tweet this morning. He says his son is innocent, open, and transparent. So does President Trump believe it was appropriate for Don Jr. and Jared Kushner to meet with that Russian lawyer after receiving those emails?
Well, look, the president, I got to be clear on this, George. The president wasn't aware of the meeting, did not participate in the meeting, did not attend the meeting, and was only made aware of the emails. Actually reading the emails, seeing the emails was yesterday when they were released. But very, very recently is when the lawyers, our legal team, briefed the president on this. So that was very, very recent. So here's what you have, and you've been in this situation.
But I asked you if the president thinks it was right, if he thinks it was appropriate.
Well, it's not illegal. I mean, I haven't had the conversation with the president whether he thought it was appropriate or not. Here's what I will tell you. The meeting that took place is not illegal. These kind of meetings take place. Hillary Clinton's campaign, as you know, and the DNC received information from the Ukrainian government against who? Then the Republican nominee, Donald Trump. So the meeting itself and what took place at the meeting doesn't violate the law. The president was not aware of it. Donald Trump Jr. said in retrospect he would look at it differently today. But you got to put yourself in the position they were in, and you've been in the position. They're in the middle of a campaign for the presidency of the United States, and as you know, you have dozens of meetings every day. This was a 20-minute meeting, and evidently the meeting was arranged for one purpose, and the lawyer, Natalia, said she didn't.
Let me stop you right there, Jay, because you mentioned people being in meetings. In fact, other campaign operatives have been in meetings like this in the past, and they've done very, very different things. When Al Gore's campaign in 2000 got a stolen briefing book from George W. Bush, they called the FBI. I can't believe anyone I've worked with in campaigns, if they got an email saying the Crown Prosecutor of Russia has information, official documents and information that would incriminate Hillary and her dealings with Russia that would be very useful to your father, and that it's part of the Russian government support, the Russian government, an adversary of the United States. He gets that email and says, I love it. The president believes that's appropriate?
No, I didn't say that. The president was not aware of this, George, until very recently by his lawyers and did not see the email when we all saw it yesterday. So to put this in the president's lap, I think is really inappropriate. Number one, as I said, the president wasn't aware of the meeting, didn't attend the meeting, and did not find out about the email exchange until very recently, and no one saw on my side. I had not seen the emails, for instance, as one of the lawyers, until yesterday when they were released.
That does raise another set of questions. So the New York Times is reporting this morning that the president signed off on the initial statement on Saturday, on the initial statement from Don Jr. on Saturday that didn't mention the emails, didn't really go into any great detail in the meeting, in fact was misleading about the meeting. So the president signed off on that statement. Does he feel he was misled by his son and by Jared Kushner if indeed they didn't tell him about these emails that they both received?
The president didn't sign off on anything. He was coming back from the G20. The statement that was released on Saturday was released by Donald Trump Jr., and I'm sure in consultation with his lawyers. The president wasn't involved in that.
Well, the New York Times says that he was involved in it, that several people on the plane were involved in it as well. So you're disputing
That's incorrect.
That account from the New York Times.
Yes.
You've also seen these questions about whether the president knew anything about this meeting at the time. I want to show again that statement from the president, which came out. He made the statement right before the meeting, after the emails had been received by Don Jr. Let's listen.
I am going to give a major speech on probably Monday of next week, and we're going to be discussing all of the things that have taken place with the Clintons. I think you're going to find it very informative and very, very interesting.
That's raised a lot of eyebrows. You are 100% confident that no one in the campaign, not Don Jr., not Jared Kushner, not Paul Manafort, no one in the campaign told the president anything about these emails, anything about this meeting before it happened, and he will testify to that under oath?
Well, I'm not talking. No one's testifying. I asked them to testify under oath on this, so I don't know how that's coming into the picture. The president was not at the meeting, was not aware of the meeting, did not participate in the meeting, and as I said, was made aware of the email exchange. And when it was released yesterday, he was briefed on it earlier by his legal team, but very recently. So the president, I'm not worried about the president testifying on anything here, because the fact is the president wasn't involved. So, there's another aspect of this, George, and that is, if you look at the situation as presented in the emails, there is no illegality. I mean, most of the lawyers that have come on the networks have acknowledged that this isn't illegal. There's no illegality involved here. So to put this statement about the president coming under oath, On what? I mean, that would be the question here. So,
well, we know it's being investigated by the special counsel, and I was asking whether you thought and whether the president thought it was appropriate, not whether it was legal or illegal.
You keep saying that everybody knows the president's being investigated by the special counsel. Well, that's not true. There's no investigation of. I mean, we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. The president is not under investigation by the special counsel. So I mean, it keeps coming up as a foregone conclusion, except it's incorrect.
I'm not sure you're right about that, but we're going to have to leave it for another day.
I would know a little bit about it. I'm one of the lawyers.
We will find out. Jay Sekulow,
yes, sir.
Thanks very much.